Hi guys, another SPaG lesson today. Today we are looking at subject and object. All will become clear in a moment, but what we do have is we have our object and subject, and one thing to remember is that they both usually are a noun, a pronoun, or a noun phrase. So just a slightly expanded noun phrase. Now, what we're going to do today is we are going to be looking at both object and subject and helping you identify which one is which in a sentence, and then there'll be a little activity to do and we'll move on. So starting off with the object. In a sentence, the object is having something done to it. So this is usually a noun, pronoun, or noun phrase telling us what the verb is doing something to. So the verb is doing something to somebody because verb is a doing word. So if we look at this first one here, he shouted is our verb, at her. So because the verb is being done to her, and we can see that her is our object. They all love football, so football is a thing they love, so the love is being given to the football, so that means football is there. And then Daisy stared at all the people. Now Daisy was the one that was doing the staring. Staring is the verb, to stare at somebody, and then people is what it's being done to, so they are the object. So those are our first three examples of object. So if that's the case, can you tell me on here which one is the object? Well, of course, it's the dog. So Dave sang to his dog. The dog is the object because it is being sang to by Dave. So singing is a verb. To sing, sang, it's the verb there. And Dave is the one doing the singing, but he's doing it to his dog. So his dog is the one that is being sung to. So the object is the thing having something done to it. So let's have a look then at this one here. Same sentences again. With a subject, in a sentence, the subject is the person or animal or thing doing the verb. So they're the ones that are actually doing it. Again, the subject is usually a noun or a pronoun. So he shouted at her. Well, we know that she is the object. We know that this is the verb. So he must be the subject of it. He must be the subject. Then we look at the next one. They all love football. Well, instead of saying Dave, Bob, and Bill, we can say they all. So they all is our subject. Love is the thing that they're doing, and football is the thing that it's being done to. Daisy stared at all of the people. Well, here we know that staring is the verb. We figured out that people is the object. So the subject of this one must be Daisy. So Daisy must be the one. Daisy must be the subject of this sentence. So when we look at this one here, Dave sang to his dog. Again, we've already said sang is the verb, dog is the object, so Dave is the subject of the sentence. And usually with the subject, it comes at the start of the sentence. So Dave is the subject because he is the one doing the verb, singing is a verb or a doing word. So we've looked at object, we've looked at subject. So the idea is now is that you're going to do a bit of practice. You're going to write out the sentences on the next slide, and you're going to underline the subject and the object of each sentence with a different color. Now, if you don't have different colors, you can circle it for the subject and underline it for the object, which is what I'm going to do on my slide. So you can circle the subject, underline the object. It's entirely up to you. If you want to do it with colors, you fancy a bit of coloring in, then you can do that. Make sure that you create a key at the side to help you remember which is which for when you do your revision. So I'm going to put the next slide up and I'm going to ask you to pause it. So have a look at these 6 sentences. Can you pause this? Can you write them out? And can you underline the object, or sorry, circle the subject and underline the object? So the boys danced to the brilliant song. The lady broke the door down. They all got into the car. James slowly climbed the steep hill. The teacher stopped the class with a shout. Lucy spent the afternoon practicing ballet. So have a think which one is which. Have a look on that and pause the video now. So when we have a look at this, what I've said is circled my subjects and underlined my object. So the boys are the subject, they're at the start of the sentence. You can see all the circles tend to be at the start of the sentence. Danced the brilliant song. The song is the object. The lady broke the door down. So the door is the object there. The lady is the subject. They, subjects, all got into the car. So the car is being gotten into by them. James slowly climbed the steep hill. So the steep hill is the object there. And again, we're looking at nouns and pronouns. The teacher stopped the class. So this one's a bit different. The class with a shout, because class is the noun, collective noun, but it's still a noun. Lucy spent the afternoon practicing ballet. So I hope you got all of those right. If you want to write down some more sentences, you can do. Have a bit more of a practice. That's totally up to you. Just remember, when we're looking at the subject and the object, they're usually a noun, a pronoun, or a noun phrase. So I hope that's made sense, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.